His Excellency Paul Kagame, the Ministers of Youth, AU Commission leaders, development partners, international organizations, private sector representatives, the civil society, representatives of academia, youth entrepreneurs, youth leaders, innovators, students, artists, the youth of Africa, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you greetings from the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. I also bring you a message of love and goodwill from your colleagues, the young people of the great Republic of Kenya. I'm grateful to join all of you for the 5th edition of the Youth Connect Africa Summit. I'm glad because I believe the continuous dialogue about young people and the consequent actions are the definitive elements in the calculations of Africa's prosperity at this moment in time. The truth is, outside of young people, Africa is not going to discover any new significant forces or resources for transformative growth, especially living as we are at a time in history when the world is shaking off global pandemic, adapting to climate change, and crisis of food insecurity and high cost of living. This is especially critical because the youth are the majority in Africa and in my own country, Kenya. It is vital to strategically acknowledge this majority. The use of the word investment signals some kind of return, and for most of us in this room, we talk endlessly about demographic dividend. There are two key points that I fear get lost in a conversation about this great prosperity that we love to call the demographic dividend. As every entrepreneur knows, the decisive point in any venture is the work that happens between investment and return. By this I mean to propose that we must bring a working attitude to investing in young people. The investment that we make is one not just in currency but in sweat, tenacity, and unrelenting effort across the private and public sector. What we do today will not be enough. We must come back tomorrow and work harder. The second point is that we realize the demographic dividend of a continent where the majority of people are young. The first fruits of the harvest must go to the young people. This is the only way to empower our people. I applaud Youth Connect for representing this truth in action and for creating this wonderful platform for all of us to work towards a wholesome demographic dividend. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in the youth, as our administration sees it, begins with placing the youth agenda in a predominant position of our national development agenda. This is informed and powered by their participation and the Kenyan Constitution, which expressly provides that the state must take measures to ensure a fulsome participation by the young people in social, economic, and political life of our nations. Further, there are international instruments such as the International Convention on Economic and Social Rights, to which Kenya is a signatory, the East African Youth Policy, African Union Agenda 2063, the United Nations Strategy for Youth 2014, and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. To answer the express dictates of our Constitution, the Kenyan National Youth Policy 2019 was developed to guide and energize our path to full inclusion of our young people. We want to tell our young people that the people of this continent, especially the elder population, is in your hands. You have what it takes to take this continent to the next level. And granted, age is on your side. You have the energy, you have the passion, you have the zeal, and most importantly, you have the brains that we need to turn around this continent. We want to urge the youth of Africa to take your rightful role and dictate the path of development in this continent that was in a derogatory manner referred many decades ago as a sleeping giant. Fate has conspired to challenge you to take leadership, to show the way forward, to change the way things have been done traditionally. This is a creative age. This is a tech age. This is a creative age. This is the innovative age. The leaders of this age are the young people of Africa. And please, don't shy away from responsibility. Don't shy away from responsibility. This continent depends on you. You have the ideas. You have the creativity. You have the energy. You have the motivation. All that remains is for you to occupy your space and do what must be done. Young people of your age went to the elections, traveled around the country, sold the youth agenda, convinced the people of Kenya that they have what it takes to lead them, to change their ways of life, to improve their quality of life. And the people of Kenya were so persuaded. And in the elections of the 9th of August, the people of Kenya indicated in a very strong statement their faith and belief in the young people. And 33% of all the members of the National Assembly elected are below the age of 35 years. The Kenyan National Assembly is in the hands of the young people. It's up to them now to set the youth agenda. It's up to them now to push for what the youth of that country want. I'm challenging you, the youth of Africa. When you go back home, take leadership positions in your countries. Get into government. Get into your parliament. Push the youth agenda from inside. I want to challenge the youth of Africa. Take your rightful place in the decision-making table. Where all decisions are made, let the youth be represented, and in a very big way, so that your voice can be loud and your voice can count. And when I was invited to come for this conference on behalf of my president, and we want to thank President Kagame, because you have shown the leaders of Africa in a great way to trust the young people and to give them an opportunity to excel. Many leaders across the world are scared of inviting the young people to come to the decision-making table for fear that they will replace them. President Kagame has shown the way for the world by mentoring young people to demonstrate how practical it is for our young people to take over leadership in Africa and chart the path for our young people from inside and from the decision-making table. I came with 12 young leaders just to present to this conference who were elected just the other day and whom we have given immense responsibilities in the National Assembly so that the young people can start taking their rightful place in the leadership of this continent and charting the way forward in matters economy, finance, investment, and ICT. I'd like to ask our leaders whom I came with, I'd like to introduce them to this conference so that you can see. Are they near? You can see they are youthful people. I came with the Honorable Silvanus Osoro. He is the Chief Whip of the majority in the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya, young as he is. I came with the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, a second member of Parliament, who is the chairman of the Budget and Appropriation Committee of the National Assembly. And all the resources of the Republic of Kenya are in the hands of that young man. I came with the Honorable Patrick Munene, who is a senior member in the Health Committee. I came with one of the miracles of our country, a little young girl. This young girl she is 24 years old, and she was elected as the women representative of Bomet County and defeated mature, experienced women. She is called Linet Toto, and Toto is a Kiswahili meaning the small one. I came with the Honorable Kiborek, a young man from Baringo County. I have with me the Honorable Muhammad Ali from the county of Mombasa. I have with me the Honorable Pamela Njoki, the women representative of AJAABU County. I have with me who was then the youngest member of Parliament in the last election in the entire National Assembly, the Honorable John Paul Mwirigi. I came with me with the Honorable Ken Aramat. I came with the Honorable Joseph Lemegit. And I came with the youngest senator in the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable Karongo Thango. When I made the decision to come with this team, I just wanted to demonstrate to the youth of Africa that it is possible for you to take your rightful place on the decision-making table. Finally, Your Excellency, it is important that we say, much as we encourage our youth in Africa to take their rightful place and take leadership in matters, investment, in business, in ICT, in leadership, it is not possible if those of us who have been given an opportunity to lead do not create the right political stability and environment to allow them to prevail. It is for that reason that I want to take this opportunity to salute the President of Rwanda for the political stability that you have established in this great country. Those of us who are students of political science and history know the journey that you have gone through in terms of redeeming this country from ethnicity to creating very serious political stability, and you have now engaged on a serious economic transformation of this great republic. And we urge all the leaders of Africa to give our young people space to take their rightful role. Let us create political and economic stability to create the right environment for our young people. With those very many remarks, Mr. President, I have been asked by my president and the young people of Kenya to request with humility for you to consider giving the young people of Kenya the opportunity to host Youth Connect next year. If that request is granted, in anticipation, I welcome you to the great city of Nairobi and to the Kenyan nation, where people are very hospitable and where we have abundance of Africa's widest wildlife species that you can come and have a look. With those very many remarks, I salute the youth of Africa. We respect you, we love you, we have hope in you. Thank you very much.